You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live from Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Monday, May 8th. Good morning, Weirdo.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for tuning in to the show. I got a jam-packed week for you. We're going to meet a lot of our Iron Chef contestants throughout the week, so we're getting ready for that. We just celebrated Cinco de Mayo weekend. How'd you do at Cinco de Mayo?
Not great.
Yeah. You were throwing up and going diarrhea? That's a classic Cinco de Mayo right there.
Yeah, but I didn't have any fun beforehand.
Yeah, I know, but still, at least you had all the repercussions of Cinco de Mayo without the pesky fun getting in the way.
Yeah,
Yes.
God forbid that would happen.
I know. Oh, we kicked things off at Catalina Brewing for a Tappy Hour podcast, which was super fun. And I'd like to thank Brian and Marie for having us out there and letting us play some games and hang out with people. That was a good time, and we went right into it. But most of my weekend, honestly, was spent on the couch just frantically looking for a place to live, right?
Right.
Because I'm in the process of moving, and I kind of had a place that's like, okay, but then over the weekend, I saw like a dream place open up for me. Yeah, like it was, the square footage was perfect. The master bedroom was super pimp. So if I was going to be like, be able to regroup and rebound, if you will, I was ready to go. There was enough space for my daughter and I. And so immediately I'm on it. I'm like emailing and I'm seeing the thing and I'm texting back like, yes, this is, I want this, send me the application link. Let's get it done. And then I don't hear anything. Right. And I'm just staring at my phone all weekend for the application, because as soon as I got the application email, I would have filled it out immediately and started packing. And then I wake up this morning and I look at my emails and I see that property is taken off the listings.
Oh,
yeah. And it's heartbreaking because, again, like I have a place, like a fallback place. It's like, it's okay.
Right.
It's in kind of an area that I need it to be. It's kind of close to my daughter's school. This other place, though, was like literally walking distance from my daughter's school. And again,
it had checked off all the boxes.
Yeah, it had washer dryer. It had, like granite counters. It was affordable. It had a lot of space. It was separated. So we didn't share a wall. So we didn't have to hear each other, when we wanted privacy. So like all that stuff and gone. And I'm just like, son of a bitch. So now I'm like contemplating just sending out an angry email or something and be like, I can't even do that. But when it comes to, house hunting, especially renting, I guess.
Right.
You have to be on it, like super on it. I don't,
Yeah. Well, even for buying houses, like it's still like that.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Unless there's really something wrong with the property, they don't sit for long.
Right. Yeah.
So you got to be on it. Get all those notifications set. Absolutely.
And then that's another thing that I noticed. All the ones that still are available and continue to be available, they're available for a reason, and you don't want them, And so it's any of the gems. So again, I'll be spending the next couple of days. I'm so distracted with this, and it's nonsense. And I hate that I have to, do this, and I can't wait to get it done with, so I can refocus my energy on what's important in my career and putting on a show for you guys. But right now, it's literally just staring at the phone like, come on, man. Come on. Open. Oh, there it is. Sign up too late. Son of a bitch.
Right.
Every single time. But there was some good entertainment in the background while I was staring at my phone. Suns won another game last night. So it's 2-2 with the Denver Nuggets, which is good. They did not get swept, and they're stepping up. So that was fun. The Arizona Diamondbacks are in full swing. We're actually going to be giving away tickets for your Diamondbacks all week long. It's actually kind of sports week on the show. We're going to be giving away tickets for the Diamondbacks and FC Tucson. And on top of that, we have VIP passes for the Party of the Planet that's happening this Saturday. So a lot of good listener bait. But Saturday's game with the Diamondbacks had the opening pitch done by a young woman named Charlie Duffy. And Charlie Duffy was diagnosed with a cerebral palsy when she was just 3 years old. But she's also like a softball player, and a badass softball player at that. It's a super real good, like feel good story.
Mhm.
And she went out there, she killed it with the opening pitch, and she continues to be like a star athlete on the Arizona Killer Bees club team for her Christian high school team. So, congratulations, Charlie Duffy, for being able to get that first pitch in. That's a bucket list thing.
Mhm.
That's one thing that I've never been able to do yet. And I hope that, as far
you've
as
never done a first pitch?
I've never done a first, have you done a first pitch?
I mean, I played baseball for like 10 years.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking like first pitch, whether it's a spring training game, minor league baseball game, or major league baseball game. I don't even care at this point.
Mhm.
I'll do first pitch at a little league game
Right,
if
as
they'll
I
have
say.
me. Yeah. But that's kind of like, there's little milestones in your mind to where like if you made it, in this industry, and like I'll know if I made it if, I get free courtside seats for the Suns or I get to throw out a first pitch.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I've never made it, and we're still there. We're starting at the bottom, still here, but that's okay.
You're right.
Keep on trucking.
We're just one step in the right direction. It'll be fine.
Yeah. So let me just put some stuff out in the universe real quick and get my mojo going. I know Mercury's in retrograde and throwing off the funk, but
Is that what that is?
yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So real quick, just universe, if you could listen up real quick. I'd like some kind of dream home in the area of my daughter's school that's not going to make me super broke, and I'd like to throw out a first pitch, and I'd like a courtside seats. Is it like praying to baby Jesus or Santa? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out to the universe. Like these are goals that I would like. The immediate goal is a place to live because I don't want to be homeless. So
Right.
universe, if you could hook me up with that, I would appreciate that. And then the other stuff, bonus, would be super awesome and make me look really good on Tinder. And it looks like that's where I'll be heading here soon. So,
Oh, yeah. You and David Draiman. He's on the
I know.
Tinder. He is confirmed.
I know he is. That's so sad, but we'll break that down a little bit later on. We got your morning moron coming up next. After Falling in Reverse, don't forget we got those tickets that we're going to give away all morning long. Phone lines are open, 600 KFMA if you want to give us a shout. Let's start off the week strong, shall we? Here's The Offspring. We got to get away and Rock 102.1 KFMA. You know the name of the show. Let's go. There you are. And we are back here live on the podcast broadcast. Good morning, everybody. Keep those yo's coming in the comment there, as we're only streaming on the Beef Vegan Facebook page. And look, what else? I guess Twitch, and it doesn't look like it's on Twitter, which is fine. And of course, YouTube. All of our homies chill on YouTube. Yeah. We got your TMI Top 5 coming up here in a little bit. And speaking of David Draiman, we did have a fun segment talking about Draiman showing off his shirtless selfies and giving tips as far as what not to post on Tinder, the red flags that people swipe left on for men. And then on a speed break, we did it for women as well, because women, there's definitely things that will make a guy say no, but it has to be extreme. There's a lot of things that guys just like, well, she's hot enough. I mean, hell, so many guys when they're on Tinder, it's literally just swipe right on everything and just see what lands. And there's a reason for it. When it comes to these dating apps, about 62% men. So it heavily favors men, so women can be more selective, and they choose to, and rightfully so. They should be. But men at the same time, they just want a place, a home for their bone. Be like, where can I put this here for 15 to 20 minutes? Every couple days.
That seems generous.
I know. Not for the young ones, maybe 5 minutes. But as you get older and stuff, where can I put this for an hour or until I get too gassed where I have to tap out? That's a little more accurate. Let's see. Did you get beef lit up? What do you mean, Rick? Let's see. Oh, yeah, I got a little buzz on the Tappy Hour. It was fun. Thank you, of course, OG streamers for coming out. Anthony, Manny, Nick, they were in the building, which made it super fun for us. And I know that Brian and Maria, they're just awesome people. They were super nice. And they enjoyed the turnout. We had, a bunch of our Arizona Lotus family come out, and maybe more people would have showed up if I didn't wrongly say the name of the place for about 2 weeks leading into it. It's Catalina Brewing. And I kept saying Catalina Craft, which confuses people from thinking it's Catalina Craft Pizza or it's Craft Republic.
Yeah.
It really mind fucked a lot of people, and is 100% my fault. And in real time, when I'm doing the live stream, I'm looking up at the sign, I'm like, wow, I'm stupid. I've been saying it wrong this entire time. And it's not like the information given to me was incorrect. It was very much correct. I was just too lazy to read it.
Just skimmed right over it.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I know what I'm talking about. I had no clue what I was talking about. That's a spoiler. And it's classic dumbass shit. Rock 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to BB Presents. We are cursing on the podcast broadcast, but we're speaking very clean on the radio. We do have your TMI top 5, the top 5 headlines we didn't get to yet today, and we have a jam-packed podcast broadcast underway. So you can join us, youtube.com/BeFegan, or just keep it here on the radio on the FM side, because that TMI top 5 is coming up next. Also this hour, I will be hooking you up with tickets for the Party on the Planet and the Sonoran Desert Museum. We'll talk about some bad habits that are good for your relationship and so much more. It's informative, it's entertaining, it's hilarious. It's Beef Vegan Presents. Rock 2.1 KFMA. You know the name of the show. Let's go. Clear. All right. So, I mean, that was a long ramp, so I had to get very wordy with it.
Yeah.
But hopefully we intrigue people enough to be like, hey, I'm going to go out. And I'm trying to get you a photographer for tonight. Chris just emailed me as a friendly reminder to talk to Nathan. Weirdo is going to Club Encore tonight to introduce Atreyu. Did Razor get back to you yet?
Let's look.
All right. You know, Razor too. I mean, I have a bone to pick with Razor almost every time. So I don't talk to him often. I hate when he posts the live concert. He posted Atreyu.
Okay, I saw that Sunday morning, and there was already somebody commenting, being like, aren't they going to be here on Monday?
Yeah, and they were performing out in LA. Stop fucking showing people that you're not in Arizona, dude. Like, you have to stop that. It's like, okay, yes, you get tickets from the label. That's great. All right, now you are doing shows that are close to your home. That's great, too. You are showing people that you do not live here anymore. That is not good. All right. And stop. Nobody cares about a shitty cell phone video if it's a concert they can't even go to in the first place. And that's what it is. You know, he's sitting there, he's kind of humble bragging that he's seen his concert and live streaming on the Rock 2.1 page. So people are like, oh man, I missed Atreyu here. This looks like it's at the TCC. No, it's not. It's a Staples Center in LA. You know why?
That's where they were?
Or wherever. It was somewhere that wasn't Tucson. That's for a fact. So I didn't like that. And then the other thing is that I was at Catalina Brewing setting up for Tappy Hour, right? I'm literally setting up, and the pot, like, I'm supposed to be live from like 4 to 6. And at like 3:55, he's texting me all these questions about talking to Tommy Vex. And so I message him to a certain extent, but then I'm at the same time busy. I need to know right now. Hey, you need to know right now. You need to know that you're supposed to be promoting what I'm doing right now. So you know exactly what I'm doing right now. And you're like trying to distract me from doing manual labor, doing your job, or not your job, someone's job, setting this thing up that we're selling. That, I mean, I had to stop myself. Because I'm like, come on, man.
By the way, he replied to me.
Good.
Yeah.
No, I know.
It's just the first he's hearing about it. So he's got to work on it, and he'll get back to me.
Let's do this. Rock 2.1 KFA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Planned for a couple months of that. Sorry, that's a loony drop. For a couple months, that Weirdo is going to be out there at the Atreyu concert at Club Encore tonight and introducing the band. And we've, again, known this for a couple months, and it's the first time that Razor's heard about it. Did you introduce yourself to Razor? Does Razor know that you're on this station? There's a lot of stuff. Well, allow me to introduce myself, Razor. My name is Beef Vegan, and I'm going to be hosting the morning show on KFMA for the past couple years. So just to get you caught up on what we're doing around here, I'm glad you're paying attention. All right, let's get into your TMI top 5. Here's top 5 headlines we didn't get to today. Too much information, too little time. First headline, is actually from last week, but it's the end of an era. Jenny Craig has reportedly told employees that they're shutting down operations after 40 years in business. So Jenny Craig, the weight loss, conglomerate, billion-dollar corporation. I assume it was $1 billion, but maybe not. The company was being shopped to investors, but they failed to score the funding to keep it going. That meaning nobody wanted a part of Jenny Craig's fat ass. Yeah. And I guess, nowadays in 2023, it is, a lot of people are on to different diets and they're a little more informed onto what is good for you, what is bad for you. So I guess you don't need the shortcuts of a Jenny Craig program.
Yeah, wasn't it based in a point system?
Yeah. I'll give you a fun story about Jenny Craig. In the 80s, my mom worked at Jenny Craig for a while, and she didn't necessarily take this job too seriously. And one of the first times she ever did mushrooms was while she was at work with a coworker. And she told me this story that was hilarious, where she ate the mushrooms and she was doing consulting for clients. And she said she was really high, and a woman comes in to sit down for consulting, and it's her and her friend. They're both on mushrooms. And this woman's talking about how she doesn't know why she's so big. And then they're like, well, what do you normally eat any given day? And then this woman went into this long list of all the garbage food that you could eat. And they're just trying not to laugh. And they got like, she's like, yeah, well, I wake up and I eat like 2 Twinkies. And then I go to McDonald's and I get 3 Egg McMuffins. Oh, excuse me. I got a meeting right over here. And then she'd have to leave the room and keep like leaving the room because she's like almost cracking up in front of this poor lady's face while she is devastated about how much weight she's gained.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how many points were those mushrooms?
Yeah, exactly. They're fantastic. She could have them for days. Oh, see, Razor just texted me. Pleased to meet you. All right, well, that's good. Now we can work together. All right. And oh, by the way, Razor, I was busy on Friday when you're asking me important information. I was only on the, live broadcast during your time. It was in your liners. All right, here's our next headline. Durex is now offering an online fitting service to make sure men get the right size condoms.
Okay.
This is great news for guys who can't fit condoms. And bad news for those who can't fit condoms. It's just it's like they don't even make condoms for you. You can't get anything over the counter. You're like, hey, excuse me, Circle K clerk, do you have anything that's less baggy? Less baggy? Condoms? You talking about the magnums? No. I'm talking about these lifestyles here that say snug fit.
The micros?
Yeah. When you put those on, they kind of look like jeans from the 90s, right? Is it just me? Anyone? All right. I'll continue. But that's good news. So you can get that right fit for those 3 of you out there that wear condoms. All right. There's a mystery of 500 pounds of cooked pasta. It has been solved. Did you see this last week?
I did see this.
Yeah.
In New Jersey, right?
Yeah, New Jersey. And, I was joking with a friend. This is how they coax out mob zombies in the New Jersey woods. But it was very odd. Authorities posted pictures of 500 pounds of pasta that was fully cooked along the shore, or not in the shore, just
it was along a creek.
Along creek, yeah, in New Jersey. Well, here is the mystery. This is what happened. A man was actually cleaning out his mother's house after she passed away, and he dumped a ton of dry pasta along the creek for some reason. Now, we don't know why.
500 pounds?
Yes.
Wow, was she hoarding?
Probably. It was probably just old pasta, right? And he just getting rid of it. And so he just decided to throw it out there in the woods. Now, it wasn't cooked. It was just dry pasta, but then it rained. And then it made it bigger and it looked like cooked pasta. So that's a trip there. But mystery solved. All right. 2 more headlines here. Saturday was World Naked Gardening Day. Yeah. Did you celebrate?
I did not.
Oh, you don't have a garden. I understand.
No, I just walk around naked all the time anyway.
Right.
There's nothing to celebrate.
Yeah.
That's a Tuesday for me.
They say the best cities for naked gardening are Miami, Austin, and Atlanta. Okay. Now, the worst city for gardening, they say, naked gardening, is West Valley City, Utah.
Because you're going to get arrested.
Exactly. Because you got snitch neighbors. And finally, a Texas high school student sent 6 students to the hospital recently after he deployed a nasty fart spray in what his classmates are calling best prank ever. Am I right? All right, that's your TMI Top 5. We're keeping the conversation moving. YouTube.com/BeFegan, where we're going to give David Draiman Undisturbed tips for Tinder. All that and more. Coming up next, the Be Vegan Presents. Keep it right here. Clear. All right, so I'm still getting text from Raze. That's good. Pleased to meet you. Oh, it's just the same thing twice.
Okay.
I think you have to talk to Mac about the Atreyu thing. I know somebody brought it up. Somebody? I'm pretty sure. So, all right, we have, let me get this going here. Like I was saying, at the end of that segment. This segment earlier this morning was great, showcasing David Draiman's shirtless selfies, but also, there is information for David Draiman to be able to learn how to use Tinder, because he recently admitted that he is on Tinder trying to find the one, which nobody ever says they're on Tinder trying to find the one. They're just trying to find someone. But we'll see. So here is Tinder Draiman from this morning in case you missed it. Check it out. Rock 1 2.1 KFMA Disturbed, and David Draiman is ready to be back on the market again. Recently announcing a divorce, which is unfortunate. Definitely happens. People around that age group. It happens for all age groups, and it sucks for everybody, no matter what. But it's weird with David's approach getting back out there, right, Weirdo? What's happening with David Draiman?
So one of David Draiman's Twitter followers shared a screenshot of what appeared to be a Tinder profile with David Draiman's name and likeness. And he's like, LOL, dude, you see this? I'm tagging you because I believe it's a fake at David Draiman. And he replied very quickly. He's like, not fake, LOL, it is me.
So swipe right, baby, because I'm trying to bang. Now, is he just trying to rebound and try to go through a couple, randos, or is he looking to find the one on Tinder?
He's trying to find the one. He's trying to find the right woman.
He's in the wrong spot. You don't do that on Tinder.
He's already confirmed. He's like, it's been weird so far, lots of scammers, and he's just trying to figure out how to, navigate this new terrain.
Right. And I will say this in defense of David Draiman, it is fun when you go through it at first. I mean, Tinder and different dating apps are very much like a game, and it's hot or not. And did this person find me attractive? Now, when you're a famous rock star, that you're going to be seeing more appealing to women who like your music. But then there's a lot of women on Tinder that like country and they don't know who the hell you are. You're not going to get any love. So it might actually be more depressing for David Draiman,
he's got money. Why doesn't he find one of those matchmakers?
Right. He could afford Match.com. That's pretty much the deal. It's like, I don't know why you're on Tinder. That's the free service for all of us, bums out there. I will tell you one thing, though. He has been taking to Twitter a lot and posting a lot of selfies, a lot of shirtless selfies, and that's a bad look. In fact, actually, I'll show you. Here's one that went viral the other week there, Weirdo. Now,
that is a lot of body hair.
It is a lot of body hair, but we knew that when we talked with Draiman. He had, body hair on his arms and is wearing sleeveless, but again, he's a rock star. He can pull it off, apparently. But I will, part of me is like, you go, David Draiman, because he's currently losing weight. He's trying to shed that marriage weight, and he's updating his progress, and he's taking a lot of gym selfies, but at the same time, gym selfies on a good look. And I can't make fun of him for it because I did the same thing. If I look through my phone, I got plenty of gym selfies. And if you've been following me on social media for a while, you've probably seen a few. And it's embarrassing. And I don't know what takes over our minds in that moment, but it happens.
Well, you get done with your work and you're like, I feel amazing.
I look great. Yeah. And you look at it in hindsight, you're like, no, you still look pretty grody, dude. But for David Draiman, because, he's a friend of the show and I want to hook him up. Well, we got to let him know the do's and don'ts of a dating profile. And there was actually a study looking at the top dating profile deal breakers that immediately make us swipe left.
Okay.
All right. And so this is a heads up for all our dudes out there, not just David Draiman and Disturbed.
Right.
Okay. So coming in at number 5, if he just comes off as really negative. Now, this could work against David Draiman because he has a very intimidating, negative look when, he's in full Disturbed mode.
Right.
It's kind of like demon-esque. He's just like, "Arr, arr, arr," right? So you might want to smile a little bit in your Tinder profile. Okay. So 62% of people swipe left immediately on overly negative vibes.
Okay.
All right. Coming in number 4, if he talks about wanting an open relationship.
I'm all sitting here. I'm like, all right, I've been off Tinder for a year now. Let's see if any of these. But for me, it's like open relationship. Sweet. Right.
So
that doesn't apply to me.
Yeah. 75% of people it doesn't apply to, that it applies to. If they see anything about open relationship, they're out.
Okay.
All right. Coming in number 3, if his profile includes crude sexual content, right? 77% of people. Yeah, you don't want to come out the gate like that.
No, it just comes off creepy.
And
desperate.
Super creepy. Yes. And desperation is the least attractive trait a man can have. All right. Coming in number 2, if his profile includes something racist, 79% of people would swipe left on that. Only 79%.
Only. Shouldn't it be like 98?
Yeah, 21% are like, I need some more racism in my life. All right, and the number one thing that could be a deal breaker for people looking on Tinder, where they'll swipe left immediately, is if he seems aggressive or violent. 84% said that's a deal breaker.
Don't listen to his music.
Right. So basically, David Draiman needs to get off Tinder immediately. It's not the app for him. Go to millionairematchmakers.com.
Right.
You got the bankroll for it.
Yeah,
you know?
you do.
Yeah. Your opening line should be like, oh, I have a lot of money. Hey, nice to meet you. My name's David. That's it. Done. Take all of the women. And
I mean, he did respond to one fan who was just like, Reed, David Durbin can't get laid anymore. He's like, I can get laid anytime if I want.
there you go.
I just have standards. Thank you.
Right. And I guess what he's saying is that his standards are above a disturbed female fan, right? Like,
Aw,
well, he's just like,
that's me.
my fans aren't hot enough to bang? What's your standards, bro? Why are you going outside your pool? You have this whole community of people willing to bang you because they've been like fans of you for forever and love your music. You don't want to bang them? Yeah.
Get on that, dude.
I know, seriously. All right, let's hit the reset. We'll keep the conversation moving. Well, we're not doing the podcast broadcast yet. But we are. Isn't that odd? All right, we are back here live on the podcast broadcast, hanging out weirdo. And I'm just looking, I bitched about in the show open that I had this dream house, or that I thought was like a dream house where I just wanted it, right? It was just cheap enough. It was like $1,200 a month. And it was like walking distance from my daughter's house, and it was stolen from me. But I do want to show it to you. You want to see it?
Mhm.
Yeah, because I thought it was so cool, and unfortunately, it was it's gone now. It's not available, which is super unfortunate. But they do a digital walkthrough because of COVID, and you'll be able to see the house that I'm not able to get right now. And I woke up this morning with that information, and it's information that I was not happy to see. I was like literally desperately just staring at my phone all day long yesterday, just waiting for an email back to get this application to be able to show, or to be able to like fill out the application and try to move in as quickly as possible. Now that's the whole forewarning before it.
Came out a video?
Yeah, this is a video walkthrough. So look, we're gonna do a walkthrough. So this is the beginning of the house, and a typical Tucson house, right? You think it's like everything. This is a weird town. This is actually a nice house, but it does look like it's in Nevada. And but it was very easy to be able to maintain the front yard.
Right.
So they had all the stone with the old like mesquite. Yeah, mesquite trees. Which was very cool. Now it's a property that has like several properties on it. Now the outside is a little, it needs a little
love,
little touch up, but it's okay. But inside, look at those beams and the wood ceiling. And in this, I was like, oh, I need this master bedroom. I need a master bedroom that fucks. I need yeah.
There's a fireplace?
Yeah, there's a fireplace inside the master bedroom, 2 walk-in closets, a pimp ass bathroom, right? With a walk-in. There's a sex shower right there. So that's nice. So, and each room had its own bathroom, which is important because I'm going to be living with, my daughter, and I need to give her own space, and we don't want to share walls because, if my house gets loud or whatever, or my room gets loud.
That's what those noise canceling sound machines are for.
Now, Jeff, I appreciate the support saying I'll find a better place, but I have to go within a small area and have a short amount of time. I mean, I'm kind of being rushed out. There's a little bit of patience there. It's a back and forth through this process, but with this, again, it may not be everyone's perfect setup, but it was definitely perfect for my daughter and me. And then you were in that house last week, Nick? Yeah, you should have gave me a heads up. And then the kitchen was pretty nice as well. The stove is kind of old, but they have granite counters and it's wide. So that's like the living room / dining room. And then the inside got a newish fridge, nice little kitchen setup, which is nice. And then, and this is going to be $1,200 a month, Robbie. Yeah, which is difficult. It's like 1,000 square feet, and it's separated. And then this would have been my daughter's room, right? Which is nice. So then she gets a nice size room with a walk-in closet as well. Already a mirror there, and then that little bathroom back there. which was a nice setup. So again, unfortunately I showed this to my daughter too. We both got our hopes up. We're just like, okay, this is a house that we could start over in and feel really good about. One thing I'm trying to avoid is to be stuck in a shithole for a year after a breakup. Like if anything, you want to kind of put yourself in a position to be better so you can move forward and continue to advance, not take a step backwards. And I don't want this relationship to be a step backwards for either me or my ex-girlfriend, right? No, but she's situated. She's fine. She's going to keep the house. And, everyone who's been through a divorce knows that. Now, this is the only weird thing. And it's so fucking Tucson, right? So that's another part of the backyard. And this is like the community backyard with the washer dryer.
Okay.
Yeah. And that we share with the other two homes.
Yeah. I noticed there's 2 buildings in the back.
Yeah. Those are homes. People
those
actually
are like
live
little
there.
Apartments?
In a way, so that's very odd, but that's
But
a very
inside is
Tucson
good.
thing. The inside's good. I don't care. I won't be hanging out in the backyard. I have that huge front yard, but I don't have it. That's the point. That is gone, weirdo. So Rock 102.1 KFMA, and just sharing my heartbreak with the streamers on the podcast broadcast. I was like this close to finding the perfect place for my daughter and I. This close. And I was responsible. I jumped on it as soon as I saw it. I was reaching out to emails. I was replying to emails, and I was hoping to get an application. And I woke up to an email this morning telling me that listing was taken off the market. And I seriously devastated as I'm trying to find something. And it's so weird too, because if I didn't have my daughter's school in mind, where she can get to school very, quickly in walking distance, then I would have plenty of options in this town, right? But since there's just a small area that I'm looking at, it really limits the options. And especially since I don't have the time. If it's not like I'm planning in the next 6 months to move out,
right? Like
I'm planning to be out yesterday.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm getting pleasantly reminded on a regular basis, like, time's a ticking, dude, get out. And I'm just like, I'm trying, man. But I don't want to get out and move into like an unsafe place or super ghetto. And you know how it is in this town. One block is super nice. The next block is super cracky.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. Right.
Oh my God. We just switched streets in my neighborhood. And it's like, oh God, don't go down that one.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you living on the good street now?
Yeah, we're on a good street.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Before, not so much, but yeah, now good.
Right. And you're still in the same zip code.
Mm-hmm.
So odd.
Yeah.
So Tucson. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's like, oh, you don't go to the other side of the tracks. I'm like, don't go to the other side of the street.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. But there is a lot of, I'll say, character in a lot of these houses that are super old. And of course, I'm looking in the Midtown area, which makes me appreciate these kind of buildings. But one thing I don't like, and I don't know what's up with this. Why are there fireplaces in every single house that was built before 2000? Did it ever get that cold in here, Tucson?
Not so
Do
much.
we need those for the 3 days a year that we're going to implement them? And it seems like they're just kind of getting in the way.
It's just an aesthetic thing.
Yeah. I'm getting, real estate advice from our streamers on youtube.com/bevegan. Like they say, don't move to South Tucson. All right. Well,
okay.
No, it wasn't on my agenda. Nothing wrong with South Tucson, but it's not walking distance from my daughter's school.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's a bummer. And consistently I'll be on the Zillow, Trulia, rent.com, you name it. I'm on all those. I even have a realtor friend who gave me access to a secret site. That gives me listings before they're even posted, and even those suck ass. It's brutal.
Yeah, moving just sucks in general, and then to have like you said, the timeline is 3 days ago, and then just trying to compete with everybody else is trying to find a place.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, you know what? We need to change the rules up a little bit, because I'm a little just like upset about the system and how it's working right now, because somebody's able to go in there and beat me out on applying for these houses. And this is the second or third time that this has happened in the last 10 days, where I found a perfect spot and then someone else grabbed it. Let's at least give us a fighting opportunity. And when I say fighting opportunity, let me fight someone. Like I want to be like, you want this house? Yeah. Let's see how bad you want this house. Let's just go 3 rounds. Whoever's left standing at the end of 3 rounds will be able to put in the application and get the house, because I'm at a point where I'll knock somebody out to get a place that's close enough to my daughter's school.
Oh my God, this could be a really good reality show.
For real. Yeah. And be like, you like that backyard? Well, let's bare knuckle box in that backyard to see who really wants it. Because I'm at that point of this. At this point.
And then halfway through the fight, you're like, you know what? There's not actually enough room in this backyard. I got to go.
I'm running my mouth too. But the reality is I'll probably get my ass kicked over and over again, end up in a studio apartment on the south side. So be like, but either way, let's keep the conversation moving. YouTube.com/beefvegan. We got more on the way, including bad habits that are good for your relationship. So it's not all bad.
Okay.
You could have bad habits that will actually strengthen your relationship. It's kind of mind-opening and or eye-opening. And then also, I'm trying to discover, since this month is masturbation month, how much wanking is too much. And I have a piece from Ask Men, but I don't know if I have an answer yet. I'm trying to find a good number. So I'll share that with you on the podcast broadcast. YouTube.com/beefvegan. Clear.
I'm sure the answer is when it starts chafing, stop.
Right. Yeah, when you jizz blood, then you know.
It's been a little much.
Yeah. Well, it being masturbation May, the timing is pretty good on being single because I'm like, oh, good. Well, at least I'm just doing something for my health. They say normalcy, everyone is different. So normal isn't really a thing. So that said, some people are crazy for stats. So 10% of guys do it daily.
Okay.
Right. 18% do it 2 to 3 times a week.
Okay.
And 24% say they haven't done it in a year. Now, that is a scary stat. One, I feel like they're lying. And two, I hope they're lying, because when you're not doing it, then your mind gets crazy, right? So the guy's got to get that out.
You need that release.
You do need that release. And, obviously there's stories of, AR-15s and guys going crazy and shooting. I mean, it just happened in Texas and stuff that we avoid talking about on the air, but it's just so much every fucking other day. And I would almost guarantee you, it's like, hey, this guy probably didn't jerk off before he went to go do that, Like he kept
Maybe
that.
if he had, he would have reconsidered.
Release some stress.
Some stress, get a snack, binge some Netflix, and stay home.
Yeah, it's a sad trend. So out of those stats, which one do you think I fall under?
10%.
Close though. I mean, it's not every day, but it's like 5-6 days a week.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
so you're between the 10 and 18.
Yeah, I do the Lord schedule. I rest on the 7th day.
Rest on the Sabbath.
Yes. Too much. We've all seen or heard stories of someone who claims that they've never been able to leave the house and do it like 4 to 10 times a day.
4 to 10?
Some people have. I don't know what my record is, but I know it's a lot in one day. Yeah.
I think I'm at 3, like 3 or 4.
3 seems like a good limit to have. And I think I might have passed that by myself before. Maybe I got to 5. 1 for every finger.
Yeah, but by the time you got to the end, did you feel like full of shame? You're like, God, what's wrong with me?
Oh, completely. I mean, in fact, actually, I'm like squirming because I'm recalling a thing that's just too graphic for
a shame wink,
even for YouTube. So yeah, so it can happen. You can't do it too much. You just don't want to break it. It
has a shelf life.
Yeah, which is crazy too, because when I masturbate, I just go like this. Yeah, I know, but it doesn't break. It's pretty resilient. Well, I guess we're not going to talk about that anymore.
That was more than I ever needed to know.
You got to get that poison out. You know it. All right. Earlier this morning, we had a fantastic music news segment and giving you an update of what shows you can score $25 tickets for this Wednesday. And in case you missed it, it went like this. Rock 102.1 KFMA, 3 days grace with so-called life from Beef Vegan Presents. Welcome back to the show. We got Weirdo here giving us a rundown of all things music news that we need to know about. And first and foremost, let's hook up the audience with information on how they can score cheap concert tickets.
Yes,
what?
Live Nation's doing their annual concert week. So you can get tickets to over 3,800 shows for $25.
That's great for most shows, but there's some shows that tickets should only be like $15, so they're still upcharging. What are some of the cool shows that you came across the list? Did you see any?
So Shinedown, Breaking Benjamin, Volbeat, Disturbed, Mudvayne, and Nickelback.
Okay, yeah. I'm surprised they're not doing twofers for Nickelback. I'm still waiting on that interview, Chad Kroger. Don't be flaking out on me. He's scared. Actually, Nickelback just recently did a interview with Nardwuar. Nardwuar does fantastic interviews. If you don't know who he is on the internet, he does a good job of like social media stalking and getting information about, people on a personal basis way back to like junior high, you know? So yeah, he's always blowing people's minds when he interviews them. And he was interviewing Chad Kroeger, and I didn't know that Nickelback's first drummer was Chad's cousin, actually. And the story as to why he quit the band was not because of the music, surprisingly. It was
because of his cousin.
Yeah, his cousin quit the band, and he still has a good relationship with him. But this was the thing. They were a van band at the time. They were touring around country just in a van, towing a trailer, like a lot of bands as they do.
Right.
And they they met some bigger band. I forgot the name of the band, but they had a big tour bus. And they said, hey, we're a van band. I'd love to see your tour bus, right? To see what it's all about. And the boys from Nickelback at the time went on the tour bus, saw it, and Chad Kroeger thought to himself, this is what I want. This is the life that I want. And his cousin looked at that big, massive, glorious, brand new tour bus and was like, I don't want to live in something like this. I'm out. Wow. And that's what made him quit the band.
Wow.
I know. I don't know if he regrets it, but since then, of course, Nickelback has a bunch of great tour buses, and they've been living the lap of luxury, going to undersold venues all over the country. All right, what else we got going on in music news?
Sully Erna did, in fact, confirm that him and Lady Gaga dated.
This doesn't surprise me. And I say this because the stereotype of people who are married is that they look similar to each other, right? They look like they could be related. Legitimately.
Hold on. Do you think Sully Erna and Lady Gaga looks related?
I think they have the same nose, and Sully is a very East Coast looking dude. So is Lady Gaga. She's a Jersey girl.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even though Sully's like kind of a Massachusetts guy.
Right.
But I could see how that would work. That's like a May romance, if you will.
May. Well, it was a hot minute. He did say that. He was like, listen, it wasn't for very long. It was a fantastic time. Had some really, really great moments with her. He got to meet Elton John through her. And so it was the drummer of Godsmack that was like, yeah, they dated.
Yeah.
And then Sully Erna wasn't saying anything. And then a few days ago, he's like, yeah, we did. It was good. And he kept it pretty tight-lipped. But Under Your Scars was inspired by this time.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So what are some lyrics that stand out from Under Your Scars that could be directly like inspired by Lady Gaga? Do you remember off the top of your head?
No, I don't remember the lyrics off the top of my head.
I wonder. But this is something that, like, if a guy only like hooks up with someone for a short period of time, of course, retrospect's like, yeah, we had some really good times. Like all the honeymoon sex, none of the drama.
Right.
So no, good times for sure, Sully. Good for you.
All right. And then we had some new music from Bring Me the Horizon this week. We had Lost.
Okay.
Which is sounding pretty poppy. And a lot of people were like, what the heck is going on? And then Jordan Fish, their keyboardist, is like, hey, we're kind of going a little more poppy on this album because we have our Post-Human series and we are saying all of the more heavy metal sounding stuff for the last release of that. So,
nice.
So this upcoming album, it is going to be a little bit more poppy. They're trying to figure out where to kind of throw in those screams and those harder moments, but they're really trying to just explore their sound.
Okay.
And they've got a whole plan, and they're actually working on these albums at the same time. So to them, they're like, we're doing the heavy stuff. We just haven't released it yet.
Right. I mean, how do you feel about this as a genuine fan? Do you want to hear them go in this musical direction or no?
I mean, I'm fine with it. It's a good song. The video's phenomenal. It's kind of gory, and there's like some telekinesis things happening. So, I mean, I was signed up for the notification on YouTube to see the premiere of it. I think it was on Thursday. Okay. And so I liked it. It was poppy. It was bouncy. But I can't wait to see them go back to the more heavy stuff.
Right. Excellent. All right. Excellent job. Sorry, I'm only half listening to you, weirdo, because I was just thinking about the Sully and Lady Gaga thing. Oh, my
God.
Well, because listen, all right, hear me out here. Now, Sully is a huge fan of Texas Hold'em, okay? And he dated Lady Gaga. Do you think Sully poked her face? I know. Yeah, that was my dad joke of the day. And Taco was on the same page as me, but that was pre-recorded. I did not read that, but yeah, I was just thinking poker face. So it makes sense. I mean, maybe Sully wanted to date Lady Gaga because he loves poker so much, and she put out Poker Face, and he's like, here's a woman that's like my soulmate. She loves poker. I like poker. We're both musicians. Right? Maybe that was the thought process. But either way, I mean, still good for Sully. Lady Gaga, gorgeous. And she continues to age well. She's like wine. And keeping it natural, too. That's something that I don't think a lot of people are giving Lady Gaga credit for because, people get caught up in the Hollywood plastic type of lifestyle. You see.
Yeah, she hasn't done much.
Yeah, I saw Meg Ryan just the other day, a picture of her. She's unrecognizable.
Courtney Cox.
Yeah, Courtney Cox too, just
Mhm.
pulling it back, and to where it's like, ugh. But yeah, Lady Gaga kind of naturally aging, and hopefully, she'll continue that trend and
Mhm.
not Madonna herself.
Oh my God,
I know.
Madonna, good Lord. And then to see like real photos of her and then what she's putting out Photoshopped.
Oh, I know.
Oh, Jesus.
Right. Yeah. Madonna looks like every public press photo that she releases is something that she's putting on the dating websites,
Mhm.
obviously.
Catfishing.
Yeah, dude. It's brutal. So, all right, we're on in 5 seconds. There you go. Pearl Jam with Even Flow and Rock 102.1 KFMA. I'm waiting for the AI treatment of that song, like Kurt Cobain singing Even Flow by Pearl Jam. It's coming.
Yeah. And Chester, didn't they just do one with Chester Bennington? And I can't remember the song, but yeah, I'm seeing that now. Like there's a bunch of AI stuff coming out. That's creepy.
Yeah, well, creepy, but still kind of cool. I did hear a version of Kurt Cobain singing Black Hole Sun that I was like, okay. And I heard a Notorious B.I.G. rap in New York State of Mind by Nas,
Okay.
which actually sounded spot on, where I was like, wow. And, I keep putting up the fight to like what I want to bring back, what I've done on my other show up in Phoenix that I haven't been able to do here yet because, I've been getting pushed back and they were kind of scared of doing different things. But on Halloween, I like to do all cover songs. It's bands dressing up as other bands for
Right.
music, right? And I'm still fighting for that. And I hope to do that this Halloween. And when I have my next meeting with the consultants and management, I bring it up and I'll continue to bring it up. And if they don't allow me to do it, then I take the day off. It's simple as that. Like, hey,
What you did last year.
Exactly. Like all of a sudden I'm sick because I'm sick to my stomach that you won't let me do this
Yeah.
on one day of the year. Right. But now I'm like, well, you know what? The way that AI is being cranked out, I'm pretty sure that I could do, by the time October rolls around, an entire show of AI artists covering other artists, right? So that Kurt Cobain song that I talked about, like singing Black Hole Sun, I'm like, technically, there's probably going to be enough of those songs out on the internet that I could just use all those songs of all these hit songs sung by different legendary musicians
Who aren't
for
alive.
Halloween, who aren't alive.
Yeah. And it's Slipknot Snuff that they had Chester Bennington do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So that would be a good one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, I'm still going to fight for the all cover show, but that in honor of keeping things fresh and evolving, it would be fantastic if it was just an AI Halloween. So again, I'm just kind of hoping out loud. They're probably going to say no. I'm probably going to take the day off, but this is something that I think would be very cool for you guys on your way to work to experience something different.
I mean, when you told me about this idea last year, I was like, that's actually like super genius because there's been several times that like I'll listen to like Lou Brutus on the weekends and he'll play a cover that I didn't know was out there.
Yeah.
And then I get super excited about it. So
the argument that I get from like consultants and stuff is like, obviously they want to play songs that are hits that people know and are safe. And that's more of a specialty show, not a morning drive show. But I'm like, hey, what's safer than a hit song that's redone by another artist that does hit songs? It's like a double safe thing. They're all the same songs, just, different versions of them. And God forbid you play something on the radio that somebody might not be overly familiar with on the first spin, right?
Yeah. Well, and I always catch myself too, because like I did grow up listening to this station and like honestly, like it's totally, this is not a brown nosing thing, but like legitimately, this is a morning show that I listen to when I'm not on it.
Oh, I know.
I mean, I've now been on for a year, which is kind of crazy to think about. But before, like I was regularly listening to your show because you were balancing a good mix of music and talking and coming up with these ideas. So,
well, we know it. And, I told everybody from day one that we're going to, make this station evolve. You're not going to see it, but I'm going to continue to just nudge the goalpost a little bit further down the line, right? And then before you know it, you're going to be like, wait a second, this is the coolest station in the world. Yeah, it'll then take a while,
It's going to take a minute.
Yeah.
It's corporate radio.
Yeah, but we're getting there. All right, let's break down some information here for all you couples out there who might be stuck in a rut and might be a little upset about your partner's bad habits. There's a recent study from experts saying some bad habits are actually good for your relationship. but bad for your health.
Okay.
Here's some examples. Okay. So some couples love to make healthy meals and hit the gym together. Those couples suck. Let's be honest. Others prefer to be couch potatoes. And I'm sorry, you're one of those couples, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah. Others prefer to be couch potatoes and binge watch shows, which that's pretty awesome. And it turns out there's an upside to doing the less healthy habits together. New study finds that engaging in harmful behaviors with a romantic partner actually improves your relationship. So the couple
the couple that smokes meth together stays together.
Well, I mean, I was going to take it to that extreme there, weirdo, but yeah, you're not wrong. Those tweakers are madly in love. Now, but even if it's not great for your health, it could be great for your relationship. Now, researchers from the University of Zurich in Switzerland looked specifically at couples who smoked, laid around, and ate junk food.
Okay.
And they reviewed journal entries from participants analyzing their experiences, behaviors, and social interactions on a daily basis. And they found that couples who engaged in problematic behaviors, and that's a quote unquote, together, including all those things, felt enhanced closeness and relationship satisfaction. But the same wasn't true for couples who ate unhealthy food together.
Okay.
Right. Maybe it's not releasing the same endorphins in your brain when you're eating broccoli as opposed to eating like pizza.
I mean, I don't know. One of my exes, that relationship was, we'd do a lot of that, like just laying around. This is back when I smoked a bunch of cigarettes and stuff. That didn't work out. So either I'm the exception to the rule or this study needs to be further researched.
Well, again, hindsight is key. You're currently in the middle of a study, so we'll see how it works in the long run. If you ask yourself this question, why does sharing these less than healthy habits make relationships stronger? The authors believe that these behaviors help reduce conflict, increase closeness, and strengthen the relationship when they're done together. Being like, hey, yes, we're slowly killing ourselves, but together. Aww. Now, doing these things as a couple can relieve stress and be great for the relationship satisfaction in the short term. But researchers remind us that these things are known to have negative and even deadly long-term effects. So if you're doing it for the relationship, just know that your relationship will end shorter than expected because you'll probably end up dying sooner. All right. So there's your takeaway from that. Let's hit the reset. We got your beef tip coming up right around the corner. Keep it right here. It's Rock 1 2.1. All right, clear. All right, so there was that, and we learned a little something.
Yeah, I guess, if you're healthy, you live longer. There's just more opportunity for arguments and whatnot. Yeah. But if you're, smoking 2 packs a day, that relationship will be real successful because it'd be done in 6 years.
My grandparents lived forever, or stayed together forever, and they did all the unhealthy stuff. Yeah. Earlier this morning, our morning moron, when we come back from this clip, I have some audio to share with you based off this story that I didn't get to earlier. It's a crazy one and involves toe sucking. Check this out. Rock 1 2.1 KFMA. Weirdo, I lied. We're on right now.
Okay.
I just wanted to get that going. It is now 6:15 in time for your morning moron. Let's do this. All right, this is terrifying. And imagine you're in this scenario. Let me ask you this, weirdo.
What's up?
Do you like getting your toes sucked?
No.
No?
No.
Is it weird? It actually feels pretty good.
52-year-old
I don't know.
Believe it or not, even with my Fred Flintstone feet, I actually have had my toes sucked. It was very difficult for me to allow it, right? Because I felt really bad for my girlfriend at the time. She was a giver though, and God bless her for it. And she wanted to do it, and I was just like, "Oh, your mouth's gonna be full with so much fungus," but whatever.
Ugh.
I know it's gross. I mean, it's not that I have. It's just not good, but it feels amazing. All right,
No,
now
it doesn't. It feels like you're being tickled, and it's weird, and
right,
saliva.
all right. Well,
I'm done.
I mean, there are people out there listening right now that are all about it. Right, it is a very popular fetish, and if a woman has very nice feet, it's very doable. In a jacuzzi, it's super doable. Okay, but imagine if you wake up, you're at a hotel, and you wake up in the middle of the night, and you're getting your toes sucked by someone you don't even know.
Oh yeah, no,
that's terrifying.
Yes,
right, and that's exactly what happened. And it didn't happen to a woman with dainty feet either. It happened to a dude, I believe.
Oh.
So, yeah, a 52-year-old man named David Neal was arrested and charged with aggravated burglary assault after he reportedly entered a guest room at 5 o'clock in the morning and sucked on a dude's toes. Yeah. Now, again, the guest woke up, confronted him, and called police immediately. Now, how do you confront the guy who's sucking on your toes? Well, you do a little kick real quick.
Yeah,
Like,
little kick.
yeah, Pele right to the face. Like, get out of here. Sick. And then you try to run out of there, but then you realize that your toes are all slobbery and slippery. So you probably slip down a couple times before you get some traction.
Dude, the nausea went away. Thanks for bringing it back. Gross.
I know, it's so gross. So, he recognized David as an employee because he previously came to his room to fix his TV. And it turns out that David was, and I will say was, or is, the night manager of the hotel. So he had that key to be able to go in. So basically, he went in earlier to go fix the guy's TV. The guy must have been barefoot when he was fixing the guy's TV. And he's like, I got a good idea. That guy's got some pretty nice piggies. And I really want to taste some piggies tonight. So 5 o'clock in the morning, he stayed up all night, just pining and fantasizing and craving those piggies in his mouth. And then he snuck in all quietly and just like,
dude, I'm going to leave.
Hey, man, this is just a story. Don't shoot the messenger, weirdo. I mean, yeah, it's gross, but this is Morning Moron. We have to document this. And it is terrifying. I mean, it's a reminder to anybody. If you're staying in a hotel, wear some socks, man. Keep those pigs covered up. And that way, at least there's a deterrent, and you would probably wake up before you have some strange 52-year-old sucking on your feet. I'm just saying, I know I will. I'll wear 2 pairs of socks.
I'm going to go to bed with shoes.
Now, for the record, David does deny doing any foot stuff. He admits entering the room, but claims that he did it because he allegedly smelled smoke and he wanted to check on the guests. I'm just here to protect you, is what he was saying. And now, as believable as that sounds, he never reported the smoke to security, and no one else at the hotel smelled any smoke. So, for that reason, David is being held on a $27,000 bond. So, being a night manager at a hotel, sneaking into a guest room, sucking on their feet while they're asleep, and getting caught. For all those reasons and more, David is today's Morning Moron. Just recapping and keeping up with the story, here is a news report on the very said story.
52-year-old David Neal is charged with aggravated burglary and assault after he entered a guest's room at the Hilton Hotel and allegedly committed sexual acts. The man reported that he woke up to find Neal sucking on his toes. He immediately confronted him and recognized him as a member of the hotel staff. Neal admitted that he entered the room, but claimed he did so due to the smell of smoke. There was no record of that claim. Detectives issued warrants against Neal, who was arrested at his home in Lebanon Friday. Neal remains jailed on a $27,000 bond.
Yeah, and if he has a fetish of sucking guys' toes while they're sleeping, then jail's probably like the best place for him.
Yeah.
Watch out, though. He's going to get his ass kicked. Here's what the guy who had his toes sucked had to say about how he feels about the whole situation in our understatement of the day.
I still don't even feel safe in my own home. I'm having problems sleeping. Frankly, going through some PTSD, talking to a therapist.
Yeah, those are all words of a man who's going to have a very fat lawsuit going up against that hotel he's staying at. So if the hotel owners are listening to this story, just know that you better get that wallet ready because it's coming. It's coming strong for sure. So I know it creeps you out. Sorry, weirdo.
I'm not. No,
it's all news.
No, like we were binging Big Mouth right now. We're in season 4, and we're 2 of the characters. Like, there's just all kinds of toe sucking, and I'm just like the entire time, I'm like, I'm gonna die.
Well, I know something that's a good palate cleanser for you. Something that you'll enjoy. Penis, right? Penis drawn into the lawn. See this right here?
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. You know what
Where
that
is
is?
That at?
Well, did you know there was a huge coronation of a new king in England that happened over the weekend?
Did that finally happen?
Yeah, the coronation of King Charles. And right before this coronation was going to happen, as groundskeepers have been working overtime to make the royal grounds in England pristine for it, somebody snuck in and carved out this very special design. Yeah, the lawn now has male naughty bits as a design, and it's a giant one. Now, I believe they fixed it. I didn't see any pictures. Yeah, it was remowed, but still, it was the perfect statement for the monarchy. And what a great this is a great way to kind of protest the monarchy as well. A harmless stunt of sorts, and nobody has gotten caught for this yet. And I would
It
actually
was an
look at
inside job.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say, I would look at the groundskeepers themselves who are like, who's going to be our king? Oh, Charles. Yeah, he's a dick. Oh, I got an idea. Excellent idea.
And it's on display for the world.
Absolutely. We're going to be on here in 5 seconds. Going to wrap things up here. Thank you guys for watching the podcast broadcast. As always, youtube.com/beefvegan. We're almost out of time. All this week, we're going to be giving away tickets for the Diamondbacks. We're going to be giving away tickets for FC Tucson and VIP tickets for the Sonoran Desert Museum, which I'm going to give away a pair of tickets right now. But also, we're going to be meeting our chefs who are going to be in Meet the Chefs for our Iron Chef competition that we throw each and every year. So this week on the podcast broadcast going to be loaded up with all these great chefs who are providing great food services throughout the community, and they're all trying to be the top chef here in town for our Iron Chef competition. Will they be able to beat Chef Kenneth Foy from Dante's Fire? Only time will tell, but I'm sure Chef Ken will come by as well, as he likes to smack talk before he defends his crown. In fact, actually, last year's finalist or former champion, Wendy Gauthier, is back in the running. She is coming back to try to avenge her loss to Chef Ken and take back the crown. So there's a little bit of drama there. It's a little backstory that I'm very intrigued about. What's going to happen? We're going to see. All right, but before we leave you, let me give you a beef tip. I mean, we talked about a lot of things today and that we could share with you, but I will share this Tinder tip for David Draiman.
Okay.
Folks. Okay.
Yeah, because he's listening.
He is listening. And we talked about the top 5 things that people are swiping left on. And, a lot of them are like the aggression and, for guys, like seeming too aggressive, coming off negative, being crude sexual content on your profile. As far as, your profile set up, go to ChatGPT. And ask them to write up a good profile for you. Put a couple interests in there and make it sound intelligent. You don't have to be intelligent. There's programs there that are out for free that could help you seem intelligent. And hell, you could even help your conversation when you match with someone through ChatGPT. Yeah. So it's time for the guys out there to step up your game. All right. Women actually read the profiles. That's the beef tip. They're not just looking at your shirtless selfies. And oh, by the way, put your shirt back on. All right. So have a well thought out written profile and keep your shirt on. And then you should increase your matches by 300%.
300.
Yeah. That's science. That's math. That's facts. And that's a beef tip that I'm going to lay with you right now.
And you're also going to be following yourself.
Absolutely. All right. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for listening. Drive safe, ride safe. And as always, rock local. Later.
Will come an end to all your grief.
Thanks for listening, guys.
If you've been mean or kind of bad,
back to the house.
I will knock out all your teeth.